The Royal Thalaxian ship drifted silently through the void, its engines dead and life support systems failing. Inside the damaged vessel, Queen Lyra of the Thalaxian Empire lay trapped beneath collapsed bulkheads, her silver skin dulling as oxygen levels dropped. The attack had come without warning, pirates from the Omicron sector striking with devastating precision. King Vorn paced in the command center of their escort vessel, his tall frame tense with barely contained panic. The Royal Guards had attempted 3 rescue missions. All had failed. "Your Majesty," Commander Tull reported, mandibles clicking anxiously. Sensors detect a small vessel approaching. Primitive design. Single occupant. "Destroy it," King Vorn ordered dismissively. "Wait," interrupted Science Officer Elix. "The ship matches Earth origin. Humans are known for their adaptability in crisis situations." King Vorn's 4 eyes narrowed. Humans? Those soft-skinned creatures barely capable of interstellar travel? What possible use could one be? Before anyone could respond, communications crackled. A rough voice speaking passable galactic standard filled the command center. "This is Tom Wilson, independent salvage operator. Picked up your distress signal, offering assistance." The Thalaxians exchanged glances of disbelief. A human salvager? The notion was absurd. "Our queen is trapped aboard a heavily damaged royal vessel," Commander Tull explained reluctantly. "Our rescue teams have failed. The environmental systems will collapse in 40 minutes. A pause. "I'll need details on your ship's layout and systems," the human replied, unfazed. King Vorn stepped forward. "Human, this is beyond your capabilities. Our engineers are the finest in 7 systems." "With respect, Your Majesty," Tom responded. "Your engineers aren't used to working without fancy tech. I've been salvaging wrecks for 15 years with nothing but basic tools and my wits." Desperation overrode the king's pride. "Proceed." Tom's small craft, little more than a reinforced shuttle with additional thrusters, maneuvered alongside the damaged royal vessel. The Thalaxians watched in tense silence as the human, wearing only a simple pressure suit, emerged carrying what looked like an ancient toolbox. "Primitive," scoffed one of the royal guards. Inside the stricken ship, Tom moved with surprising efficiency. The Thalaxians monitored his progress through the few functioning cameras. Where their engineers had attempted complex bypasses of damaged systems, Tom simply cut through panels, rewired connections manually, and forced open doors with mechanical tools. "He's using physical force," Commander Tull observed, bewildered. "No molecular disassemblers or quantum manipulators." Because those complex systems fail in cascading damage scenarios, King Vorn realized, watching intently. Tom's voice came through between labored breaths. "Your ship's fancy systems are locked in safety protocols. Sometimes you need to get dirty and break things to fix them." As the human neared the Queen's location, oxygen warnings flashed red throughout the crippled vessel. Tom reached a sealed bulkhead, beyond which lay the royal chamber. "Doors completely jammed," he reported. "Electronic override destroyed." Then, "All is lost," King Vorn whispered. "Didn't say that," Tom replied. From his toolkit he retrieved what appeared to be an ancient cutting torch. "Stand by." The Thalaxians watched in fascination as the human cut a crude hole through the reinforced door. A brute force approach their engineers would never have considered for royal chambers. "Barbaric," whispered Science Officer Elix, "yet effective." Within minutes, Tom had squeezed through the opening. Camera feeds showed the Queen pinned beneath twisted metal, her breathing shallow. "Can you hear me, Your Majesty?" Tom asked, kneeling beside her. Queen Lyra's eyes fluttered open. "Human? How unusual." "Let's get you out of here," Tom said simply. He examined the wreckage trapping her. This might hurt. Using a combination of leveraging tools and his own physical strength, a shocking display of exertion to the watching Thalaxians, Tom gradually freed the Queen. When a jagged metal shard threatened to collapse, he positioned his own body as a shield over her. "Your suit!" Commander Tull exclaimed. "It's been punctured." Aware of that, Tom grunted, blood visibly seeping through a tear in his suit. Yet he continued working. King Vorn watched in silence, his mandibles slack with astonishment. With the Queen finally freed, Tom administered emergency medical treatment from a simple kit. "Nothing fancy," he explained, "but it'll stabilize her until we reach your ship." When life support warnings reached critical levels, Tom lifted the Queen, an action that would have required mechanical assistance for most species, and began the journey back through the failing ship. Atmosphere venting. "In Section 5, warned Commander Tull. "He'll never make it through the central corridor." Yet the human seemed undeterred, finding alternative routes, at one point climbing through a maintenance shaft while still carrying the Queen. When Tom finally emerged from the airlock with Queen Lyra in his arms, the Royal Medical Team rushed forward. King Vorn himself approached as the human gently transferred the Queen to proper medical care. "Your wife will be fine," Tom said simply, removing his helmet to reveal a sweat-drenched face with strangely flat features by Thalaxian standards. Blood trickled from a cut on his forehead. "You risked your life," King Vorn stated, bewildered. "For aliens unknown to you." Tom shrugged. "Anyone would have done the same." "No," the king replied firmly. "They would not. Our most elite guards failed. Where you succeeded." Tom winced as a medic examined his injuries. "Different approach, that's all. Your people rely on advanced systems. I rely on stubbornness and duct tape." Later, as the Queen recovered in the royal chambers, King Vorn sought out the human who was preparing to return to his humble vessel. "I have consulted with my advisors," the king announced formally. "The Thalaxian Empire offers you any reward within our considerable power." Tom seemed embarrassed by the attention. "Just doing my job, Your Majesty." "You misunderstand, human. This is not mere gratitude. You have demonstrated qualities we had not believed possible in your species. Your resourcefulness, your primitive, yet effective methods, your willingness to sacrifice. These are traits the great civilizations would do well to remember." Tom nodded awkwardly. "Happy to help change some minds." As the human departed, King Vorn issued a decree that would soon spread across the Galactic Alliance. The classification of humans would be upgraded from developing species to vital galactic asset. And in royal archives, the simple name Tom Wilson would be recorded as the primitive human who had humbled an empire with nothing but determination and a toolbox.